Hello, everybody, and welcome to Voices of the Goddess podcast, where we empower, inspire, and uplift women to become the goddesses they were meant to be. I'm Julietta, the magical PT, and I am a physical therapist here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where one of the things I've been thinking about lately and talking with people think that they come to me to get healed. And the truth of the matter is that I do not heal anybody. I'm just the tour guide in your healing journey. And you have to be ready to heal. If you're not ready to heal, there's not going to be anything that I can do for you. But I am a great tour guide in showing you and your body the way that it needs to go to heal. And I'm also an artist and a jewelry creator and a podcaster, and I've been a blogger, and I've been thinking lately I need to start blogging again. And I think that's enough about me. How about a little bit about Allison, my lovely co-host here?
All right. Well, I'm Allison Mancini, and I'm excited to be here today. Let's see. I'm a podcaster also. I am also a holistic nutritionist, but working on my functional nutrition degree, which I'm so super excited about. And I am also the human resources director for an amazing company called the Gold Digger Girl. And I like how you said that about the healing, because I even find, with working with clients, like if they're not ready to make changes in their dietary, what they put in their body, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's all great if you like have that idea and think you should, but until you do it, right? So I'm also a guide. I'm just guiding you in the right direction, and you have to do with it what you're going to do with it. But I'm excited for our guest today because aside from the fact that she's one of my besties, she also, I look up to her. I always tell her when I grow up, I want to be here. Mind you, she's, I think, like 12 years younger than me. She is amazing, and for many reasons. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, because I know we have a lot of women in our audience that are probably in the same boat, is she's a single mom, and I grew up with a single mom. My parents were actually married for, this always blows my mind when I say it, they were married for 24 years. And then they decided they needed to get divorced, which was a little crazy. And I was the youngest of three girls, but I was only 12 when my parents got divorced. So I was young, and it was hard. And I watched my mom work 3 jobs, go back to school. You got to think back in the 80s, she didn't even work then, which a lot of women didn't. So she, my dad and her got divorced, and she was kind of left with no job, no income. So I always looked up to my mom because I saw everything that she did and was so like in awe of like the powerful woman that she was. And I look at our next guest the same way, because it takes a lot to be a single mom. It's hard being a mom, period. But then doing it at least half the time on your own. But no offense to any guys listening to this, but let's be real. The moms are the moms. And, we end up doing a lot of the stuff. So she's pretty incredible, and I'm pretty honored to have her joining us. So.
Yeah, I'm all power to single moms. Part of the reason that I don't have children, I mean, there's many reasons, but in my past life, I was married for 25 years, and my husband really wanted to have children. I have to say, like, there's only a brief moment in my life that I was like, ooh, I want to have kids. I want to have kids. I think that lasted about 6 months. Mostly I was open to like, okay, if I end up pregnant, I'm going to be a great mom, so I'll do it. But I don't really like want to be a mom. Mm-hmm. And part of the reason was my husband traveled so much that I knew I was going to be essentially a single mom. And not being from Florida, like all my family was up in Wisconsin, and being new to Florida, I didn't really have any close friends. And just like, I'm going to be doing this completely 100% by myself. And that's not something I want to do. So I took a pass. And, but so, mad respect for any woman who has done the single mom thing. You are a super goddess. That's all I have to say.
I'm with you on that one. No doubt. All right.
I
Well,
just want you to know, Allison, that you are frozen, so it's a little strange. I'm talking to a face that doesn't move. And I think
can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I have someone else. Yes, you can be heard, but you're just frozen. So,
Well, all right. Let's bring on our guest and I'll see if I can fix that while we do that. How's that?
Awesome.
All right. Let's bring her on. Hey, Brittany.
Hi, how are you?
So introduce your amazing self to our audience.
So, as you guys know, my name is Brittany Baierlein. I'm a paralegal. I've been doing this for 19 years. I'm registered with the Florida Bar. I have a master's degree in legal studies, and I'm very fortunate that I work for this amazing law firm, Zappitell Law Firm. We're a small boutique law firm. We do personal injury, and it's just great. Everything is awesome about it.
Are you with us, Allison?
I'm trying really hard to fix my situation.
All right. Well, I'll handle the show while you're fixing the situation. So we're super happy you're with us here today, Brittany. And
Thank you.
I'm sure you're going to have great stuff to share with our audience.
Yes.
While Allison is trying to fix her stuff, I'm going to dive in and ask you our first question.
Sure.
So, what is your superpower?
Okay, so aside from being a single mom, like you guys already discussed, because that's like, pretty awesome. In my career, I do feel like my superpower is being able to deal with so many different types of clients. Everyone has a different level of need on how I have to deal with them. And I feel like I'm pretty good at making people feel very comfortable. Like, my main goal for the clients is for them to worry about getting better when they're injured. They just need to worry about that. And then I want them to know that I'm here and our staff is here and the attorneys to do everything else in the background. And, some clients they feel like they can do everything themselves, or some are a little needier, but I'm there for it. Like, I'm going to hold your hand if you need me to hold your hand. And I build very strong relationships with our clients. And, that's why they come back, and that's why they refer people back to us. Like I said, we are a small firm. We don't do like huge advertising, like you won't see billboards and stuff, but we get clients, and we have the time to really devote ourselves and dedicate to the clients. And I love my clients. Like, I build relationships with them. And so I feel that is a superpower.
Yeah. And I, as a physical therapist, I don't do a lot of personal injury cases now because I don't take insurance anymore. But historically, I have worked a lot with personal injury cases. And so also interfacing with the lawyers. And these clients, like, they can range so greatly in like how they're responding to the situation that they're in. And so it does take a special skill to be able to
because everybody's so different.
Exactly.
Everyone's so different. It's not cut and dry. Every case is different. We're not like a cookie cutter firm. We go in and we really think about things and worry about everyone's cases individually and think outside the box so we can get the best results for the client. It's not just like get a case in, get a case out, quick money. No. We're going to fight, and we're going to do what we need to do for people. And also, like, we do take cases to trial and we file suits. So there's also a relationship with opposing counsel. And for me, I like to have those relationships good too, because at the end of the day, when I need something and you have a good rapport with that other side, things get done. People may move things for you because you have a good relationship with them and you respect them. So I think that's important. And, not only with clients, we have 4 amazing attorneys here with very different personalities. So for me, I get to work for all 4 of them. I'm very lucky, but I have to, switch gears whenever I have to complete something for one of them. But it's good. And you also have 4 attorneys and that think differently too. So we all talk about cases and it just gets the best result for everybody.
Okay. First of all, am I unfrozen now?
No.
What the heck? I'm sitting by my router. Like, I don't even know what else to do.
It's okay.
I'm going to leave and come back and we'll see what happens.
All right. While you're gone, I'm going to ask Brittany the next question.
Excellent. Sounds good.
Okay.
So, Brittany, what is your favorite book or a book that has greatly influenced your life?
Okay. So after being at work every day for 9-10 hours a day on the screen, reading medical records, deposition transcripts, and what have you, the last thing I really want to do when I get home is read. So if I think of a book that's influenced me, I kind of have to say the book of my life, like how things have progressed, like growing up with that single mom. I mean, she taught me how to be independent and how to go for my goals and everything I know to be a mother. And I feel like it is a book. And I look back and I see those things and those experiences and I try to learn from them and I always try to do better. And I hope that Ava will be able to look back at our book together and learn from me, and I can influence her like my mother did to me, and she can excel in life too.
I'm going to give you an A+ for the most unique answer we've had to this question.
Thank you.
And the other thing I want to say about this is it sounds like a book that should actually be written.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, am I frozen still?
No, you're
not frozen anymore. You're
gorgeous
moving.
as ever too.
Listen, I'm sitting right by my router. Like, look at my router's like, oh wait, wrong. Anyways, it's right here. But I agree with you, Julietta. I'm listening to Brittany say that about the book, and I'm like, sounds like that's a book that Brittany needs to write.
Well, maybe. We'll see.
We'll support you on that and give you some tips on how to make that happen.
Okay. We'll have a sidebar later.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you going to take over the questions now, Allison?
I'm going to try to, but I feel like I just froze again.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. So our next question, Brittany, is what is your favorite way to take care of you? What is your favorite self-care practice?
Okay. So I know everyone's going to think I'm crazy, but my favorite thing to do is on a weekend when I'm by myself, like if I don't have Ava, I turn my music up really loud and I clean all day. Like that, and nobody bothers me. Like I turn my phone off, my radio's on, sometimes I put my essential oil diffuser and I just clean and I'm happy. And at the end of the day, I get my clean bed with my clean sheets and I feel accomplished. Like that's what I do. Or on the way home from work and the way to work, because it's a long drive, I just turn the music up and just get in the zone by myself. So both of those.
So if you ever need space to clean because you've run out of space, you can come clean. I will give you all the self-love you need. Come on over.
It really is my favorite thing. Like I just set a list. Okay, do this, put the laundry and do that. I know. It's the OC.
I can relate on a little level. Like I do, like things feel really good when everything is clean and tidy. Like it just, there's this feeling of,
Right. Yeah. And
I
people
just
tell me
very much enjoy the process of making it happen.
I'm like, I have to clean. My house is dirty. Like, I've never seen your house dirty, everybody says. I'm like, but to me it is. Like everything's in place, but I feel like it's dirty. So that's one of my things. I did that last Saturday. It was great. And now with like the weather changing, I just can't wait to open those windows and yes, and do that.
Yes. My friends that are living up north are like, it's freezing and it's snowing. And I'm like, oh, yesterday was 80 here, you guys. I'm like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
My dad just sent me a picture this morning of like, I think it's about like 3 inches of snow that just fell. He's like, it's all ready for you to come home for Christmas.
I can't do the cold weather, but I'm saying like 70, open the windows, and then
Yeah, it's nice.
like that. That's it.
All right. Our last question for you, and this is actually something that we did a lot of research before we started our podcast, and we found that a lot of women really struggle in this regard. So how do you hold yourself accountable or find accountability in your day? Because you do have a lot going on, single mom and major job and lots of friends, and your daughter's
Yes.
very active. So it's a lot.
So my thing is I'm really big on lists, having lists and notepads of things that I need to accomplish. So I have that for like my personal life. Now for work, I'm pretty OCD with the email. So to me, it's like, okay, I don't want to see X amount of emails in my inbox. When I complete them, I delete them. Okay, so I just do that. I don't like notifications, and then it's I'll go into the bosses and say, hey, listen, this is what I want to tackle today, X, Y, Z. So we're all on the same page what I want to do, and I feel like that's holding me accountable because I'm putting it out there in the universe to my bosses on what I need to do, and they can give suggestions or whatnot. But yeah, it's list, and there's nothing better to me than deleting a notification, putting a check mark next to something, and just getting things done. Like I love to get things done, and even like with cases, like my favorite part of a case is in the end when we sit down with the client and I get to give them their settlement check. And because at that point you've already built such a strong relationship with them that it's like your family, like you're so happy for them. We had one a couple weeks ago, and they had came in to get their check, and it happened to be like the exact amount they needed for some kind of therapy or something they needed for their son. And they were like crying, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but it's like, this is what makes it worth it. Like, It's just, yeah, completing things and holding myself accountable by having the list and checking things off and having it there so it needs to be done. That's what I do.
I love the fact that you like go to your boss and say like, okay, these are like the 3 things I want to get done today. Yes. Like that is such a great idea. Because in one of my new positions with in my human resources, there's a lot happening. A lot of things are evolving and growing and everything. And for me to just look at every day and say, okay, these are the top 3 things I want to get done today. You know what I mean? Because my list is like, ridiculously long. I could go on and on. So I love that a lot. And I like the fact that you actually go to them and say it, because like you just said, you're putting it out there. It's accountability. And if you don't do it, right, then you look like,
And it gives them the chance to say, okay, well, that's good, but this is what's priority over whatever.
I agree. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. I have to take that back to what I do. That's awesome.
There you go.
All right.
I'll have to start working on that with my boss too.
Who's your boss?
Yeah. She's looking at her. All right, Juliana, what is your takeaway so far from today?
What I'm going to say, what I loved the most was, I feel like Brittany, with all of her answers, was like so unique and different and outside the box compared to everybody else that we've talked to so far on the show. And it's just along those lines, and it's along the lines of something that we're going to talk about on another show, but like just allowing yourself to be completely you and not trying to, because sometimes, and someone has said this to me a couple times, like sometimes I listen to your show and I feel like the person who's talking is saying what they think they should say, as opposed to what they truly, what would be the true answer for themselves. And so I think that Brittany was like 100%, like just her honest self here with us. And
that's me.
I love that.
Allison,
I was just going to say, that's pretty much Brittany. Like, you do not have to, and that is one of the qualities I love about her, and what drew me to her is that you don't have to guess with Brittany. Like she'll tell you what she thinks. And she's herself, and you don't really, and I love that. I think that that's a quality I wish more people had.
Thank you.
What's your takeaway, Allison?
You know what? I just have to go, and this really isn't a takeaway so much as just a kind of like a shout out and how awesome Brittany is, because I know because we've known each other, gosh, I don't even know. Have we been 10 years now? Has it been?
Yeah, I think 10. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So over those 10 years, our daughters have kind of grown up together, even though they are very far apart in age. And a lot of our conversations over the years, I can so relate to like what Brittany's gone through and Ava's gone through, because I was in that single mom place. I was in that being a kid of a single mom. And I just have watched her through the years handle everything so well. She is you're very thoughtful. You don't like totally jump to conclusions. Like, you're very thoughtful about how you are with Ava. And that carries over into your clients, and it carries over into your job. Like you just said to us, you really want to create that connection and that relationship. And I think you're so good at that with that as a mom. And I just give you a lot of kudos, because I know there's been times where you're like,
Absolutely.
But I know that like the older Ava gets, you can look back and say, okay, so that was really like tough, but look where we are now. You know what I mean? But
yes,
I just, like I always say, when number one, you keep me young. Number two, when I grow up, I want to be like you, because you just, I love you. And I'm so glad you came on today.
I know, I was so honored. So excited to be here.
So what's your takeaway today, Brittany?
I mean, like Allison said, I think that you just have to be a real person who you are and have compassion for people, which I do. And I feel like as a whole, we have this at the firm here. We all do. We treat our clients like family. And I want to help more people. So, and especially when it's like friends and stuff that come, or just, I want people to trust me, which I hope that they do. And I know that they do. And just want to help people, make them happy. And that's all we can do. And I know that I've been here almost 5 years, and it just keeps getting better. And we're a family here, and we welcome more family to come in that we can help.
Nice.
I love that. And just so you know, you said you were nervous, but I'm the one that's had all the technical difficulties. I was frozen for the first 5 minutes. My dogs are barking now. I'm sitting upstairs in a weird spot. There's no air up here. I'm starting to sweat.
I don't know why I was nervous, because I love to talk.
It's like hanging out with your girlfriends when you come on here. That's why we have so much fun. It's so chill.
This is amazing,
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Brittany. Yes. And thank you to our listeners who out there. We just got notification the other day that you have downloaded 2,000 of our episodes. So thank you for that.
Yes, congratulations.
Liking what you're hearing. Keep on downloading, like, follow, subscribe, share. There's other goddesses out there that need the information that comes out on these shows. So please share this with your friends. And if you need to get in touch with Brittany, Allison, or myself, all that information will be in the show notes or in the comments below. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, you can visit our website. There is a form to fill out there. Our website is votgpodcast.com. And go on there, fill out the form, and our producer will get in touch with you to get you scheduled on the show. Because like we said, everybody out there, no matter who you are, you have a message that somebody out there needs to hear. So we welcome all goddesses to come on the show. If you're a woman, you're a goddess, and you belong on the show. So that's all I got for today. Have a magical day, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brittany. It was awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.